If I'm ready to, I want to drive myself, you know. Then when I can say is okay, let's find a way. Science was A. Yes. No, A was science. B was science. B was a combination. Half of A was science and half of A was also
in this school from 1982. Sorry, from 1977 to 1982. We graduated in 1982. So these are 37th year as part of our reunion program, we think it wise to visit this school, and that's why we are here. So I think one of the things that we want to do is to take a tour of the school. We'll appreciate if you can help with that. And probably before then, maybe if there is anything you want to tell us or we should discuss, we'll want to hear. And also to highlight the fact that we of class of 82 is not different from the global association. So it's a subset of the association, the global association. So this is a reunion of classmates, the class of 52 set.
Thank you, you are welcome. We appreciate you for coming to identify with your school. I think sets are becoming aside the global body. I think there's another set now just came the same day. So we're having their reunion in October. It's a good thing to have you coming to see what you can do for your alma mater. And it is our prayer that you will be able to take the school back to its position where you left it. Because unfortunately, at the time the government handed it over to us, the school has already decayed. Especially at the time when I came in as the principal for 3 years now, what I met on ground was a sorry state. But thank God we are trying gradually to pick up again to see what we can do. And that's why we are seeing some renovation going on. So, for you coming to see what you can do, I think it's a welcome development to us. Even though they are trying to put a constraint coming from your body, the global body, which I told them I am not under obligation to them. The person I'm under obligation to is the proprietor, who is my bishop. The constraint is that if any set come, I should direct them to them. So no, I'm not under that obligation. Any set that come, I'm at liberty to welcome them. I'm at liberty to welcome any sets that come here. So that's why I use that word. They are trying to put a constraint. No, for me, any set that come, as long as the proprietor welcomes it, I'm okay with it. Not then giving me a directive.
Okay, so, we are not aware of that constraint, and you know, we are working very closely with the global body. In fact, the vice president of the global body is one of us. So, and they are, we can say that they are aware that that we are here. So maybe it's for a good reason of coordination. That's why.
That was the said that they want everything to coordinate.
Yeah, not necessarily. We don't want to. We don't want to see it as negative, as a constraint, because at the last global convention in the U.S., they had rolled out what they see as a master plan of what, you know, they've envisioned as a restoration project for the school, and they therefore will want I think the general consensus is that we should coordinate the activities instead of each person coming. So one of the reasons we are here is to see for ourselves. We have seen pictures, we've heard stories, but since we are having our reunion here, we just think it wise that we should visit and see things for ourselves and be in a better position to advocate what needs to be done. Indeed, there needs to be a restoration, you know, but it will only happen if all the stakeholders work together. So that's why, that's the particular reason we've come here to engage you. And I think even in this session, maybe there'll be some questions and answers. We just want to have a very frank engagement so that we know the area to direct our advocacy on. So maybe I'll just start by asking one clarification question. We've been told that it's now a mixed school. Others have said that there are 2 schools here. So I think you are probably best placed to clarify what the situation is.
Well, it's not a mixed school.
Okay.
We still have EGOSA intact, which is mixed school.
Okay.
We are only trying to raise a guest school.
Okay. Side by side.
Side by side, using here as a temporary site.
Okay.
Temporary site.
Okay.
Let me show. See it. Address is temporary site, EGOSA Anglican Grammar School compound.
Okay.
So we are trying to raise a guest school. So we don't just want to have only a boys' school. We want to have a boys' school and a girls' school.
Okay.
What's the name?
As an
That one is St. Mary Anglican Girls College.
Okay.
That's it. That's why I have 2 different files. Now
Okay, so you are managing the 2.
I'm managing, so we are trying to raise that one. So when they are full,
But, Principal, the question I'm saying, the criteria I still want to find out is that for now, they are still in one.
they are not one, they are 2 different schools.
There are 2
different schools.
They are
They are
just
2
sharing
different
facilities.
schools with their different names.
Okay.
Sorry, how do they take classes?
They-
The same,
No, they have their
different
own.
teachers, different sections?
They have, like that block now, we just leave it for them. They have only guests are there.
Okay.
So we don't mix them together. Teacher go there, teach them. They have their class. They have started taking their junior certificate exam separately. It's only WAEC. No, WAEC said we need to put some things in place for us to give them accreditation. So when it comes to WAEC, they come and enroll under EGOSA.
Okay.
So they are a school of their own.
Okay.
Okay. But now, where the school is up to what class?
Now we've gotten up to SS3.
Okay, so he's been on for at least 6 years.
6 years now.
Okay. Any other?
Excuse me, can I?
Yeah.
How long have how long has the school gone back to the Anglican Commission?
Since
The handover.
2000 and, if I'm not mistaken, that was 2004.
So it's like, that's like 15 years.
15 years.
Yes, sir. From what we see years now, as if we are, the school has not really given us the type of structure, whatever, what we are seeing here right now. If it shows the school has not really developed from by my own assessments. Because the learning condition here, I'm just trying to imagine it. Because when we were here then, at least it's not
Yeah,
far
and
better.
it was under
Far
the
better, yes.
Anglican.
Yeah, exactly. And Baba, sir, this is very true, sir. Is damaging the
That's
why have we not cut off?
well, not because I don't. When we are ready to do it, like when we work on this building, there was a tree by diffusion. You will still see the storm
Yes.
there. We have to cut it off because in cutting, it must damage the building.
Okay.
It must damage the building. So when we are ready to work on it, we'll cut it off, work on it just the way we did there. They said 15 years, there's something. You know what happened? It's just unfortunately, because when the government returned it back, like I said, it was in a decay state. And the Anglican took over, but unfortunately, because we wanted experts, because I came in now, I'm running the school now for 3 years. I'm a priest.
Okay.
I'm still a serving priest of the Anglican Communion. We employ the services of those who have been principal before, but unfortunately, they even killed the school the more. Before my bishop now had to pull me out to come here because I was once a teacher with a Unity Education Center. So that whatever you have seen on ground now was done within these 3 years.
Okay, why some of us are worried, sir? That with this kind of state, you can't get students. Because I don't know the population now. But because just like we came now, some of us have been discussing since. Because when I left this school in 82, in 85 I brought my junior brother here. The principal admitted him. In that year I brought another young one, the principal admitted him because I introduced myself as a member. So some of us would have loved to be coming to this school, but the state we are seeing, sir. Thank God that you are saying you are just 3 years, but let's try as much as possible to improve on the environment. We just saw the toilet, and there's a path leading to it, which means
well,
that toilet.
The toilet we are discarding, if you go by the side of the hall now, started putting the water system there.
No.
I said
I said we are discarding that one.
Okay, you are discarding that.
If you go to the hall now, we fix 2 which they have been using before they come now, fix the other 2 water system for them. Those are
Sorry, I want to ask a question. I think the school was handed over at the same time they handed ICC to the Catholic and VHS to the Baptist Church. Same period. So what did they do that the Anglican Communion missed?
I just mentioned it. When Catholic took over, their priests took over the running of the school. Their priests, they didn't use laymen. But we wanted to say, let those who have managed school first manage the school for us. Use their technical expertise. But unfortunately, I said when I came here, what I met on ground was a sorry state. Somebody mentioned about population. When I came here, the population I met on ground was not up to 200. But by the grace of God, I'm having a population of close to 400 now.
Yeah, because my concern is this. It's not only about intervention. If the management is not right, even no matter the amount of intervention, we'll go back to the same state.
That was the
I think the
problem.
Catholic got it right. The Baptist got it right.
That was the problem we had. The management that was on ground was our problem.
The structure.
Sir,
Like now, I came in as a new management.
yeah, sir, I would like to say, I finished from this school, we all finished from this school 1982. And I was opportuned to come back to this school to teach, to become a teacher here for 2-3 years. At the time of Agwaba Wing, I was here. And as at that time, it was better off when we even left it. I'm not saying that as at that time, probably they had better management or worse management or neutral management. But, at this point, let's not point fingers to people that left before you came. But what is the way forward now? Because the only thing I see here, we are at the bottom now. What can we do? Let's forget about what others has done. Let's move forward. What can we do to make this better? So you throw it to us and let us go think about it and see where we can come in so that we salvage this place. It's a big disgrace. I feel bad that I left this school as a student, left this school as a teacher, and coming back here look worse off than somebody like a place that was drowned underneath a river. So what's the way forward, sir? What can we do? Let's not point fingers, just tell us what we got to do.
Well, like I've said, we have put everything in place, and that is what is materialized now, that you see some building coming up in terms of renovation. If you go to your global body, they already have my proposal. We have done engineering proposal on all the building for the renovation. They have the estimate, they have everything.
Okay.
We did it, I did it. Estimate to renovate all the buildings to standard.
Okay.
Is this something you can share?
You don't need to.
I know, they already have, I even sent
That just give us a copy or
Yeah, can I
or
come
we
in?
can get it from Sadome.
Can I come in there?
Okay.
Thank you very much, Principal.
In fact,
my name
we
is,
don't know your name also.
My name is, yeah.
Please, maybe you introduce.
Well, I'm
My name is
Reverend-
James Odiete. I'm the president of the class.
I'm Reverend Canon Osakwe Dopolo.
Osakwe.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm Kenneth Ikide. Again, one of the members of the set. I am the president of the Egoba UK region. And I was at the last convention in Houston a few weeks ago. Thankfully, I have the answer to that question. But before I do that, let me just first of all thank you for meeting us here today. I'm sure it's you've taken time out of your own schedule to meet with us. And from what you've described here, it appears that you're just as interested and enthused about moving this place from where it is now to a place of better status. We appreciate that, and I am working quite closely with the global body, as Egoba UK president. So a lot of what you're saying now, I'm well aware of. But I think one common denomination in all of this is that you are interested, the school proprietary, the proprietary school are interested in making sure this place improves. We're also interested in making sure this. So there is a common goal that we're all trying to accomplish. There may be minor disagreements as to how, which is what you pointed out. There may be minor disagreements as to how this is actualized. And you said there you got different bodies, different groups coming to meet with you. One of the resolutions that was taken at the last global convention was that energies and resources would now be channeled through the global body. So that you can be sure of. But what we've done today is actually to come fact-find for ourselves and interact with you directly, so that when we're putting together our own energies and resources through the global body, we can then present a case. This is what we found. This is what our interaction with you resulted in. So this is what we want to do to help actualize the dream that we all have. The master plan for this place, I have it. The project cost everything. I put it on the forum actually, and I don't know if some people missed it, but it wasn't. I can put it back again on the forum anyway. So I have got it. I will share with all the group. It's a laudable project, but when you look at it, it's pretty impressive, And I'm sure from what you've said now, you're hopefully putting in place processes that will ensure that whatever happens here on will be enduring to sustain and continue to drive the progress of this place. So thank you very much. In reference to the point made by David, in terms of what you're doing, have you got timelines? Because I can clearly see there's this happening. Have you got timelines in terms of 2 years? This is what you're hoping to have done. 3 years from now, this is what you're hoping, or have you got a timeline for that?
Well, sorry,
Thank you.
I've not put a timeline. Why I didn't put a timeline is because of the fund. That's number one. Fund. Because since you said you've gotten that estimate, you can see, if you see the amount involved.
Yeah.
Raising the fund, like now we wanted to do a sort of fundraising through the churches under the communion. But we discovered that it was not working out the way we planned. There was a timeline for that one, asking them that within 2 years, give us also one math. But the church could not meet up because those one also have their own commitment and development. So that's why we cannot put a timeline. So as we get funds, we'll work on. As we get funds, we'll work on.
How many schools are under the Anglican community? You know, that the Benin Anglican community, how many?
For now, is this one, but some of the churches have their own school which they are raising.
Okay, but this is the only legacy one in terms of, that's 1957, this is 1957. The others are new.
Sorry, President, I want to ask a question here, please.
Sorry.
Principal, I just picked up something from what you just narrated. The reason why you couldn't bring us a timeline is because of funds. You know? And I remember a set of us were just discussing some things while we were out there having a first-hand sight scene. You are looking for, you are waiting for funds. Is it possible for any form of intervention or any form of intervention that comes, whether from this class or whatever, does it have to come in a form of fund, or it can come in form of a project?
In cash or kind.
Okay, let me, you see that other building there? The first building, that's a laboratory. It was a partnership with, which branch? This is Dr. Okpoma, where Dr. Okpoma is president. If you look behind you now, you will still see some things there, science equipment. No, inside the office there.
Okay.
No, inside this office, you see some equipment there for the lab. Those why I brought this one here for security. I have the microscope, all of them. It was a partnership something. They did some of the work, we did some of the work. So they came and said, okay, they want to handle the laboratory building. This is what they want to do. Okay, in order to put it perfectly, we also have to play our own part. That's why the building is.
Okay, so if you allow me to pick up on that point, have there been individuals on their own that will just come and say, I've seen this classroom, I want to paint this classroom?
They have not been. They just set like this. Set like this. If you enter the hostel, I think a set also came last to tie the common room. The student common room.
They just came and just tie it without going through the global body. So for instance, if I want now to just come, I want to paint one classroom, I can send a painter here to come and paint it.
That's where I said use that word before. Constraint. That they are trying to constrain, that they don't want such a thing again.
Okay, so if but you are okay with that. If somebody want to do, the global body has a master plan that will take time to materialize and so on. I've discussed with my friend for this year, I'm a believer on quick intervention while waiting for the bigger one. So if, for instance, we say before we leave here today, let us buy 2 bags of cement and plaster the classroom there, you are okay with that?
No, like I said, as long as the proprietor is okay, I'm okay. That was why I told, when they sent me, it was through test they sent me that decision, that I should not accept anybody again. I should direct them to global. Anything they want to. And I have to.
I want you to give me that firm something.
So that's why I now have to direct them. They should go and meet with the proprietor. They cannot give me such directive.
Can I,
and I discussed with the proprietor said...
Can I throw more light? Because I was at the convention. Now, the reason that that position was taken by the global body was that the understanding was that the proprietor was unhappy about different groups coming. But my understanding was that the proprietor said he wanted to deal with just one body. And that's why we are where we are with this today. If that understanding is incorrect, please clarify that now, because like my brother rightly said here, you know, there is a grand master plan of about 89 million naira, you know, that's what the net, 89, about 89 million, you know. But the global body is committed to raising about a third of that at this point in time as an initial, you know, project at hand. But these are little children. At this point in time, what can we do to ameliorate the very hazardous, pardon my language, environment in which they are studying? If the proprietor is happy for, like my brother said, somebody to come in, this classroom, let me fix this classroom, cement it or fix the roof.
Let me buy desk for it. Yeah.
If the proprietor is happy for that to happen, then that's a big step. And I'm sure there's many of us here who are happy to commit to simple things like that until the grand plan
like
comes
the
into
Chicago branch. They brought chairs for me. Why we lock them up? Because camp are going on. This long holiday camp. We have to lock those chairs up so that they don't want to destroy for us. They brought chairs. So like now, the next plan we have now is to see how if once this long stretch building can be roofed. That's the next plan. Once we are able to roof that one, we know the other one work will not be a minor one, but the major work then now is the roofing.
Are they using those classrooms right now?
We cannot use those classrooms now.
This side, but you're using the one on the other side.
We are using this side.
Okay, so there are chairs here, but you have locked up the chairs.
We locked up the chairs.
So if I may just add on that, now it's raining. Some of the classrooms are leaking. So if somebody want to go and buy this span, I know you want to roof it. It may cost a lot of money. So if you want to buy this, what they call this one, go and buy 2,000 naira. I want to buy 2 or 3 and cover those. Those are raining on the students. That one is okay.
Why
That is
not?
what we should be looking at for the global something.
It's okay with you and the proprietor.
It's okay. Why not?
That's the clarification.
What the global body is looking at is the big project.
Picture, yeah, which is good.
Don't stop the big problem.
It's a long way.
So, sir, let me also bring your notice to that. Long before now, if you go to physics lab now, there are the professors in there. You see Club 82. Nobody has moved it down.
Okay.
But we have done so a project, many projects in this school long before now.
Yes. I think when we work on those buildings, we work, I think we will remove some of the
protector. The protector and the physics lab, see Club 82.
I know I was seeing something like that.
Yeah, this body have done a lot in this school. But we had to stop it at the time because there was something we wanted to do. We were told that we had to pay the money straight to the post that they would have to be doing the project direct. We said no, we want to do it ourselves. That was what brought it up. That's why for a long since that time we have not done something more. But
well, I don't know who gave you that information. As long as
came here and said,
wait, let me clarify that one. You came here. Who did you meet?
We were
I was not the principal. No, that's why I said, see.
You were not here.
It's okay, the man he has clarified it.
No, let me clarify that issue. That one, like the top mama came, they did their project by themselves. Nobody asked them to go and pay money into our account. He did it.
So you see, my colleague is right. I was up in the Abuja branch, right? We've had a lot of discussion and so on. We even said, let's go and paint one classroom.
Yes.
It was that bad. And all we heard was that everything has to go through.
All you heard?
Yes.
It was not coming from the source.
No, now we have met you. That's
one of the reasons
yes,
that we are
that
here.
is why things have been like this. Now you have told us now that is not the position. And I'm very glad to meet you, and I'm very happy meeting you and what
So
you
we need your contact details.
Yes.
I think
We'll be with us tomorrow.
okay. I
Went by grace. Okay, I will just raise it. Right now, a retreat is going on. I'm also in charge of the church. A retreat is going on in my church.
You still have hostels there.
No, please, let's leave the
You still
window.
have hostels there.
That building you are looking at now is the hostel.
It's the hostel.
But the guest hostel is inside. That one we did some good work there.
Can I say something? Can I say something, please?
No, we are going to go around. Time is
Sorry, what I want to say might sound a bit empirical. Sorry, what I want to say might sound a bit empirical and all that. Because talking about funds, and all that. Why don't you?
one meeting.
Why can't the school, Anglican community? I'm not suggesting for them. I'm sure we'll discuss amongst ourselves a lot later. Set up like something like an endowment fund, so that you know, something that, like you know, we are talking about something central so that everybody knows that this is the body, this is the institution or the vehicle that will be used to, you know, while everybody is doing their own small thing, you know, something like, you know, an endowment fund, that this is the vehicle that will be used to do whatever you're doing on a global basis. I mean, I don't know.
I think, just before you answer, I think what we should do should probably be more far-reaching. Because if we do not have a system to anchor all these suggestions on, you know, everything will fall apart. So one of the things that will be good is to get the Anglican Church to have a robust template for the administration of the school, and probably have a committee, whether you call it an endowment committee, that you can have representation from the old boys, all the different stakeholders, to actually, even if it's maybe a governing council, to make sure that we have a system to anchor all these suggestions, because without that system, you know,
haphazard manner.
because the church has its ministry, its core function is not management of school, but there needs to be maybe the blueprint. Maybe you should look for the blueprint that worked maybe 40, 50 years ago when they started, you know, because there was some separation, a focused effort in managing the school.
Well, now we have a governing body.
Okay.
Thank God the governing body is even headed by an old boy.
Okay.
Who also happen to be an Anglican. Sir Barrister Ogbodu.
Ogbodu, okay.
He's the chairman of the board.
Please, somebody should take that.
He's the chairman of the governing body.
Okay.
Like,
is he based in Benin?
It's based in Benin.
We are in the school. I think
It's based in Benin.
Okay, you probably give us his contact, because
Okay.
we need to engage him.
No, that was what also caused a problem. The communion set up a committee that helped to fast track that estimate. There was some, let's say, misunderstanding, because we wanted the committee to route everything through the
Governing
body, but no human something that can we go through governing body. That's where the problem came in. We have the governing body on ground.
If I may come in, sir, if the
That would be the last comment, because we need to.
If the committee is saying they don't want to pass through the governing council, who would then not want to pass through?
That's why I said that was what.
That is where accountability comes in.
Yeah.
Because every funds that are going to be expended on this institution, we need to pass through different phases
Okay.
before a conclusion is taken. So if they cannot pass through the governing council, it means they don't want anything to be done in the system.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, can I just quickly clarify? Can I just quickly clarify and
Mr. Eliano, don't disturb our meeting.
just so that
we are in the meeting, I can't talk to you later.
just so that we are clear that what you've said today is that the proprietor and yourselves are not opposed to smaller groups or individuals coming in to help with little projects that will benefit the school and the children.
No. Once the proprietor, that's why when they sent me that, I said they should go and discuss with you. I think the proprietor even told me that they sent him a test that they will be coming to meet with him. Because I brought the issue before the proprietor even said they cannot give me some directive. If he sees somebody who comes and said he wants to help repair something, we said no, don't do it. That's what the proprietor said. So I cannot say. As far as the person came genuinely with a good heart.
So, you know, I think
So once the
But
proprietor...
is there alignment between the school or the church and the old boys in terms of this master plan? Is it jointly owned, or is the Old Boys Association?
No, the master plan is the school's master
It's
plan.
our school master plan.
Yes,
Okay.
we presented to the,
And it's been accepted.
the global body has keyed into that
Okay,
plan.
good.
And yeah, and has decided to commit a setting about a third fund to see to some part of that project.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just say, in addition, I want to advise that, because we observe that one of those that have taken ICC and the Catholic schools and the Baptists behind is the bringing the old boys into the forum, into the system.
We have never rejected old boys. That's why there is a gap in communication. There's a gap in that's why I said if the Dr. Poma said can partner with us, so they will never drop them away. I showed you the EAGS report. Chicago said those ones sent me chairs. So I did not say don't give us there, go back, no. So that's where because no, some people were playing politics with it. That's just the basic truth.
That is past now. Sorry, can I just ask? Does the church as a body have a plan to finance the infrastructure itself? Or you are relying on the old boys? Because the way, from what you said so far, it's like you are looking on the old boys to finance that reconstruction drive. You said they tried in the church and it didn't work.
We are not relying on the old boy.
Okay.
So church, when I mentioned that to church, it's because of the timeline.
Okay.
When I said I used the word, I said as form comes, we work.
Okay.
The one we have done so far is from the church.
Okay.
The one we have done so far is from the church. Some of the chairs. Okay, come and see. You'll see there we store the chairs. You'll see it now. Okay. That will store the chairs here. Where something is destroyed. The chairs we bought some ourselves. We made that.
Devil will give you
How about that Indian man? Ahuja. Mathematics.
his house was somewhere there, now he has with that.
So who did additional mathematics here?
Well, you guys,
Why you did?
He's building, the outside is completely.
It's only this one we use. This one.
Okay. Then my class, that start to go south.
Davido, do you want to start? You want to start by just fixing? You want to start by fixing the roof, fixing the thing, putting the windows?
I don't need to take up on now, right now.
That was not the one for you. Why not? That was that block not there.
The one at the back.
Yes.
It's a new block.
Well, it wasn't there when we were here. Only that
When I come teach, now they build this one. When I come teach, now they build this one. No, this one was done here. When I came to Togo, when I taught here, that was when they concluded the building of this building.
the school is fresh now.
You know this guy, what's happening? Yeah, I think nine customs now.
Just happened, I give the white go slow. I'm not particular, still back.
He's very proud of his shoe.
Yes, so very proud of my shoe.
I'm very proud of my A.
Okay. No, Patrick, I like all this.
Where is that?
Where is that? Let it go.
But it's a full church. That was the state I did before. Look at this. I thought this proper.
No more, yes.
So the hostels were there now. The hostels, people start some part of the staff quarters. Okay, all those structures they are. No, they've taken it, or is no longer part of the. Most of mine that was there before, I don't see them. Government took over. Government took over.
But it's part of your land.
So it's your land now. You can open it. That's law now.
Yes, it's a house. Yes, yeah.
Football field is still there.
Football field. Then we used to.
Forecourt, yeah.
When allocation of the top council.
Someone that look like a there is
Not mine like that. And they get millions.
They will wear suits like this. I will try show you. I will try if you go to council, this one is so you keep them. What does the
because Saturday evening time used to be my preparation time for service.
No problem. No problem. See, Reverend, we have we are interested in contributing and I was expecting that you would play not just this sport.
Now they have well to that.
Yeah, they.
Those consumers don't be Well, 3, 4, 5 persons or
can do something. And thankfully, you've responded very well, and you said that you're very open to go to this type of. So we're definitely
where is your region? You are not welcome.
They don't like the not like the other private schools charge higher because this is a missionary school.
No,
this is a missionary
less than 100,000. I'm paying 1.5.
So this is a missionary.